Minnesota Vikings kick off the Sam Darnold era in New York on Sunday.
Here's our top 3 matchups, who's in, who's out, and who we think is going to be the Vikings' biggest X factor. We're back, baby.
Number 3.
The Vikings made a change at running back this offseason, bringing in former rival Aaron Jones in hopes of turning around what was an awful rushing attack in 2023. Jones' first game in purple presents a difficult matchup that includes Pro Bowl defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence as well as Bobby Okereke at linebacker. While Jones' success does hinge on the play of the offensive line, namely Garrett Bradbury, we think his elusiveness could come into play here and lead to a much more balanced offense.
And Jones is loose. Near another first down.
This is a great test to start the season.
Number 2.
At number 2, we've got the Vikings pass rushers against the Giants O-line. The addition of Jonathan Grenard, Andrew Van Ginkel, and Dallas Turner is going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially against a unit that ranked dead last in pass blocking a year ago, according to PFF, with a terrible grade of 43.3. Yes, the Giants have some fresh faces, but none of them will slow down Brian Flores' relentless blitzing.
Number 1.
Our top matchup to watch, of course, involves the top receiver in the game going up against Giants 2023 first-round pick Deonte Banks. Now, Deonte Banks was a guy we liked during the draft process, and he put up a solid rookie season, but he's never had to face Justin Jefferson before. And after this game, he'll hope he never has to face him again.
The best 5 guys are going to be out there. To the sideline and a leaping grab by Justin Jefferson.
Now, the national media may see a down year coming for Justin Jefferson, but we think he will prove to be quarterback-proof and lead the Vikings to victory. Underdog has his receiving yardage set at 80.5. We say go higher on that and take it to the bank. Hey, this is your reminder, if you haven't already, to subscribe and smash like on this video. Also, let us know in the comments which matchup you're the most excited to watch this weekend.
Now let's get back to the injuries.
Quick look at the injury report, starting with Jordan Addison, who we all know sprained his ankle back in joint practices against Cleveland. He's been ramping up the work day after day this week. Kevin O'Connell said he's looking good. Jordan Addison himself said he's ready to go. Expect him to play on Sunday.
Jalen Nailor. We almost made it the entire offseason without a single injury. Week of, hurts his ankle, but it sounds like he should be good to go for Sunday.
Now let's get into the biggest X factor. This player isn't just the X factor for this game, but the X factor for the entire 2024 season. Obviously, we're talking about
Coming into the season, Darnold was viewed as a placeholder until JJ McCarthy was ready to go. But now this season's success hinges on the play of the former 3rd overall pick. If KOC can unlock his full potential, we may be looking at a Baker Mayfield type season. Getting off to a hot start in week 1 would be a good first step in silencing the doubters. But will he be able to pull out the W? Here's our predictions.
Before we get into our score predictions, we do want to talk a little bit more about this game, and it's a doozy, right? I mean, it's been a while since we've been able to say week 1 really feels like a must win, and especially with the difficulty of the early part of this schedule, right? And there's a little bit of fun to be had on both sides. Like for Sam Darnold, he's not going against the team he played for, but he's going back to the Meadowlands, the home of the New York Jets, but we're playing the Giants. And then for the Giants, I think they want to get a little bit of revenge on us for making them sign Daniel Jones to that ginormous contract. but all joking aside, this game really is super important.
Yeah, and this is a game I absolutely think we should win. I think based on talent, even on defense, I do think the Giants have a lot of good pieces on defense. I actually would prefer our secondary over theirs, especially now with the signing of Griffin and Gilmore coming into this season. But like you said, this game is such a big deal, not just for us Viking fans to see how good and how well Sam Darnold plays, because that could tell the whole story of what this whole season is going to look like, this one game, and how Sam Darnold plays, because after this one, and if he plays bad, we have such a hard stretch of games with the 49ers, with Houston, with the Packers, the Lions, the Rams, just a huge tough stretch. And if he comes out here and he plays bad, it's not going to get any easier for him. It's not going to get any easier for the rest of our team. So it does really feel like this is a huge game, not just for the Vikings to win in general, but especially Sam Darnold. It's one that I do think we should win anyways. So if we don't, I think a lot of fans are going to be pretty pessimistic for for the rest of the season.
Right, for sure. I do kind of liken this back to when we played the 49ers last year, right? To where things look bleak. Everyone's like, oh, the Vikings are toast. They're losing these games off turnovers. You lose Justin Jefferson. Then you go beat the 49ers, and all of a sudden the entire mentality flips, right? So, like you said, if we go in against the Giants and Sam Darnold plays really, really well, and we pull off a win, hopefully a dominating win, I think the fan base is going to have that feeling of like, hey, we could beat the 49ers. We could beat Houston. We can do it. We played so well against a bad team like the Giants. We took care of business. I think when we get back home to US Bank Stadium, we can go against these teams. But if you lose this game and Sam Darnold doesn't look good, then it's just like that sinking feeling of like, we might start off 0-5, and then what? Then we have no JJ McCarthy to turn to, and this whole season feels like it's lost. And that's going to be after 1 week, right? Even last year, after week 1 loss with Kirk Cousins, you're like, okay, eventually we'll get back to where we need to get to. But the weight of this game is crazy. And like you said, it's a game we definitely should win. Some of the matchups we highlighted earlier on in the video, it's going to make it tough for sure. But overall, talent to talent, I do think we're better. I think Malik Neighbors for them is probably the guy you need to watch the most. But for us, it's just like, that's the thing. But for them, it's a guy, and it's a rookie. He's unproven. With Daniel Jones throwing him the ball. With us, it's you have Jefferson, you have Jordan Addison most likely, you have Jalen Naylor most likely, you have Aaron Jones, you have all these weapons, and you have Sam Darnold, the guy who you're hoping Kevin O'Connell can get the best out of. So I don't know, man. I'm a little nervous. It's a little nerve-wracking going into week 1, and that's a little scary, but it's super exciting as well, because that's the thing. We don't know what the season's going to look like. It's so different from the last 4 or 5 years under Kirk Cousins. Like this, it's a whole new outlook. Like we don't know what to expect.
Yeah, and like you said, I ultimately think we have the edge here. Like you were saying, obviously we really need to win this because we don't want to see Sam Darnold. If he's looking awful, it just is not good for the rest of the season. I think, like I said, it's going to be looking bleak. But from the other side of things, if Sam Darnold comes out and balls out, you'll have that same sort of optimism. Like me and you for sure, is we feel really good about all the talent on this team. We think our defense is better than last year. You still have Brian Flores, and it's kind of just a big question mark of Sam Darnold. And you just kind of, everything on this season relies on him. So if he comes out and balls week 1, I think you'll see people being more optimistic for the next upcoming games, maybe as soon as that 49ers game the following week, even though, you know, they're Super Bowl champs. But that's how significant this game is for him. If he does great, then the optimism goes up. Like, are we, we might even be talking like, oh, I think we could make playoffs. Or if it goes down, it's like, we could end up with a top 5 pick. It's that,
and hopefully
that balance is just up and down. It's crazy.
Yeah. Hopefully he comes up, plays well, and at the end of week 1, we're all like, JJ Hucarthy? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We all know McCarthy's the future of this team, but we do need Sam Darnold to play well. So I guess we'll just start there. Let's get into some predictions here. First, I'll give my player prediction for this game, and that does involve Sam Darnold. I think he throws for over 250. I don't think he gets 200, so I'm going to go over 250, and I think he throws 3 touchdowns, and I think he lifts the spirits of Vikes fans everywhere, leading us to a 27-17 victory over the New York Giants. Start off 1-0 and get the good feelings flowing again in the palatial purple paradise against the 49ers week 2 for Skol Fest.
Hey, let's go. Yeah, Skol Fest. Everybody who's watching this and still stuck around to the end here. Skol Fest, Saturday, 14th, day before the home opener. Corner bar, be there. Definitely should do that. As far as my prediction, actually, one question I had, any interceptions from Sam Darnold? Any turnovers from Sam Darnold?
No. Clean game. Clean Sam Darnold game.
Okay. So as far as players go, I'm going to go with, I think we're going to get 150 yards on the ground on offense combined. I just don't think the Giants have really that great of a defense in general. I know we have to worry about Dexter Lawrence, but with Aaron Jones here and Ty Chandler and Sam Darnold actually able to use his legs, unlike another quarterback we had last year, I do think that's a real possibility. And as far as scores go, I'm going to go 24-10. Like I said, I do think this is a game that we're going to prove a lot of people wrong who think this is going to be closer than it should be, and we kind of whoop some ass. So
absolutely. So that's our score predictions. We want to know yours. Drop those down in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time right here on the GG Sports Podcast.
Skol Vikes.